Hi there guys, what we have here down on the bench is a decal sheet from the Tamiya 112 Bimota Tessie 1D motorbike kit, and you'll notice that the surrounding parts of the decals, the edges have started to yellow a little bit, and to try and demonstrate that I'm going to give you a bit of a close-up in a moment just so you can see that closer too. It's not as bad as some that I've had and fixed using this method I'm going to demonstrate. I'm going to tell you about in a moment, but it is there, it is noticeable, and it will be noticeable because these are going to be applied over white, gloss white paint, which the colour call out for the Tessie 1D and the original models were, of course, which is what I wish to do it in. So even slight yellowing will be noticeable when these decals are applied, and there is a way to rectify this relatively quickly and easily, but just at the moment I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer so that you can see these, see what I'm talking about in more detail. So here you can see the sheet up close, and around the edges, especially for example the Bimota logos over on the left hand side there, you can see a distinct yellowing of the transfer material that the decals are printed onto, and this, as said, will become noticeable and will transfer to the white of the model kit and won't look very nice at all. And this is common with decals as they age. As they get older, they do naturally yellow. They oxidize or something. I'm not sure exactly precisely what happens, but they do yellow with age. And this is really not bad compared to some that I've had in some kits, some very old sort of warplane kits. I've had some decals that were so yellow with age, I would have never thought they would have been usable again. However, what you can do to recover these is bleach them using sunlight, and to do that you very simply need a couple of pieces of masking tape, or sellotape will do. Masking tape's good because it's less likely to cause damage. And I'm just going to zoom back out and describe what you need to do. So what you need to do is you take the decal sheet and you flip it over and take a couple of strips of masking tape, and you stick one on one edge and one on the other edge, just covering the edges. And then you need to take this to a window that faces the sunlight. So you find out which side of your property faces the sunlight for the majority of the day. And then you need to tape this to a window. The reason we're using two bits of masking tape is what you do is you stick one on one side, and then you gently curl the sheet backwards a little and stick the other one. The reason for this is it creates a curve across the sheet, as you can see there, which stops this sticking flat to the window. So if you do get condensation on the window and this is flat to the window, it will ruin your decal sheet completely, and you don't want that to happen. So if you curve it like this, that will stop it sticking to the window, because it will be away from the glass pane, but the sunlight will get through and it will bleach the yellow discoloured portion of the clear backing paper of the decals. And what you need to do is pin that to the window. The length of time it takes depends on how yellow the decals are and how strong the sunlight is. It's currently very sunny here, unusually for Scotland, but so it shouldn't take very long because these aren't particularly yellow. So you just peel one edge away, flip it over, and have a check every sort of I'll probably check in 12 hours or so. Normally I'd say check every day, but as I say, the sun's quite strong currently. And make sure that you do it side to side like this, not top to bottom, because that could create a shadow effect as the sun rises, so you might get an uneven bleaching. So that's all there is to it. Tape it to a window like this, and then keep checking it, and I will, once this is cleared, I will do an update showing you the clear decals and old versus new. The yellowing on these wasn't too bad, as you saw, and I have had kits, really old aircraft kits, for example, with very yellowed decals, very badly yellowed ones, and this will work for all of them. And it just takes varying lengths of time. Now, this one's taken a while because after first mentioning it, we were having really long sunny days at that point, and just after mentioning it and taping this to the window in the fashion that I described, it just turned overcast all of a sudden. The sun disappeared, and it was only showing up very briefly, annoyingly. So this took several days rather than the 1 or 2 days I had expected it to take. But as you can see, hopefully, as this demonstrates, you'll see that the yellowing, especially around the white bimotor lettering, is considerably less evident. Starting here at the bottom left hand corner of the sheet, which is where it was most noticeably yellowed, you can see now around these white bimotor letters and the badge here, it's definitely much less so. And obviously if we go up to the top left corner and then back down to the bottom and across, and then to the panel over here and the Tessie 1D, essentially all these areas where the clear carrier film, which as I say was definitely more noticeable around the white for obvious reasons, because it's white and it's going to be in stark contrast if it's yellowed rather than clear, but even around the red decals you can see that this has cleared. And this is done quite simply, as I explained, by flipping it over, a couple of pieces of masking tape, taping it to a window that's facing the sun with a very slight upwards curve so that it's not physically touching the window, and just keep checking that every half a day, every day or what have you, and just peel up one edge, have a look, replace the masking tape if necessary because it will dry out and stop being tacky, and do check that it's not touching the window and it's going to stick to the window. So a little tip on fixing yellowed decals. Of course this won't fix cracked decals, you can that's a whole different matter entirely, but you can get sprays to coat those with, or you can, if they're not too badly cracked, if it's just in 2 or 3 pieces for a large decal like my Honda NR carbon fibre one for the belly pan was, you can fit those in 2 or 3 separate pieces and very carefully line them up. But as I say, that's a whole different problem. But I hope that was useful. Thank you for watching this, and hopefully we'll have an update on the Tessie soon. I am doing little bits and pieces as they come, and hopefully we'll have an update on that soon. Thank you for watching.